Hey guys, my name is Nora Franche, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey guys, a day at a time, September 23rd. On studying the 12 steps, many of the first members of the program exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged, we're told meeting after meeting. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Can I believe, in the words of Browning, that my business is not to remake myself, but to make the absolute best of what my higher power has made? Today I pray. Even if I am an old hand at the program, may I not forget that the 12 steps do not represent an achievement that can be checked off my things to do list. Instead, they are striving for an ideal, a guide to get there. May I keep my mind open to deepening interpretations of these principles. Today I will remember progress rather than perfection. Oh my goodness, I want to go back to that line. Can I believe in the words of Browning that my business is not to remake myself, but to make the absolute best of what my higher power has made? And I was reflecting on something just yesterday, which is why I wanted to go back to that, about me being enough. And so this is something that I write about and think about and things like that. But like my three big points that I feel like are just, I don't know, the rallying cry of my adult life right now is to believe and to help other people believe that they are good, that they matter, and that they are enough. And I was dabbling with the idea of, being good. We're ontologically good. We are just made good. And this is something I've done a lot of my own research on, just work on, how am I good regardless of what I do or haven't done? And I had a different episode of the podcast where I talked about God basically being like, because I said so. And I was looking up the word good yesterday. And according to Merriam-Webster, one of the possible definitions of it, there were quite a few definitions, but one definition of the word good is true. So I immediately thought about how we are mentally well to the degree that we conform in our minds to reality, to what is true. Truth is what reality is. It just is. And so we are mentally well to the degree that our mind is in conformance with reality. And that is good. Mental wellness is good. So but from there, the definition kept going that good also meant sufficient, adequate. And I was like, okay, so if I am good, see, I hear adequate and I'm like, and there's two things. You could go two ways with that. You'd be like, okay, I am adequate. I am enough. But me, which this could be a wound, I'm sure it is, I hear adequate and I'm like, I'm only adequate? sufficient. Like, I'm sufficient. Like, well done. You get a medal too. Like, I was very offended by this other definition of the word good being adequate or sufficient. And I think it's like, it's my wounded pride. It's me wanting to be more than I am. And this takes me back to true and how true ties into good. And if true equals reality, and then if what is good is true, then good equals reality. All right, so keep going with me. So if good is reality, what is my reality? My reality is that I am what I am. Like, that just blew my socks off yesterday, guys. I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I am good. Like, I am good if and when I am what I am. But I'm always what I am. I am a human being made in the image and likeness of God. No matter what I've done or haven't done. And that is good. That is my reality. And that is enough. That is adequate. Because, I'll circle back to this adequate thing. So I think that it's my pride that feels injured when I hear that I'm adequate. But then I have to make myself go back to this idea that God can work for good all things. And also, I believe deep down in my core that I was made this way intentionally. With whatever strengths and weaknesses I have, it's not some accident. It's not like whatever came out of the oven. It's like they were chosen. These specific things were chosen and woven together. And it is adequate. It is sufficient because it is those particular things that were chosen that if I lean into them, if I can allow myself to not be offended by where I lack, it's actually a means for me to connect with my higher power. Wherever I am seen as lacking because I'm only quote unquote adequate, it's just a wound in me. And the reason why it makes me uncomfortable is because I'm not living in what I am. I'm not living in acceptance of reality that I am what I am. I am a human being with weakness who needs to depend on other people, who needs a higher power in order to function and not self-destruct and implode because I'm trying to be what I'm not. So I'm going to say it one more time because I don't know if I was clear. But I'm made good. I was made on purpose. And everything about me is intentional. And when I can accept everything about me that is what it is, I am resting in my goodness. And that becomes an avenue for me to access my higher power. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.